Hello witches, welcome back to the channel. This is Hekterios. This is going to be our dark moon reading for October 19th through the 20th, 2017. So, the moon, this dark moon is occurring in Virgo, and there's a lot of planets also, planetary influences also in Virgo. So this is a very high energy moon. I have no idea why I chose to record this on my laptop because of the quality. Image quality is not good at all. But we have Mercury, Jupiter, the Sun, the Moon, Venus, and Mars. All are in Virgo during this dark moon, new moon. So that is bringing a lot of energy and activity here. Virgo is an earthy sign. It's a sign of fertility, your home life, your relationships, your finances, all of that earth energy. And it also has to do with your health and your health on all levels, physical, mental, emotional, spiritual. But it also has to do with this energy of practicality and planning. It's a very analytical sign. So these are the areas where you can expect focus or activity, or where it will be good for you to focus and do things, which focusing itself is also a Virgo attribute. So let me once again look at the sun and the moon are there. Jupiter expands everything it touches, so it's amplifying these energies, the Virgo energies. Mercury is about communication, business, travel and transportation, learning, magic. So all of that in alignment with the Virgo energy. Venus is the planet of love, money, relationships, connecting to others, romanticism in general, not just in relationships, but a romantic outlook on life. Mars is the divine masculine. Venus and Mars are actually very close together here, conjuncting. And Jupiter and Mercury are conjuncting over here. I should have did this on the HD camera so y'all could see it better. So it's just a really active energy going on here. And I feel like it's bringing a renewal to these things. Because once again, Virgo is the virgin. It is, I feel, giving birth. I really don't want to say it's a rebirth, but it's more of a renewal, an infusion of vitality to the planetary influences that I mentioned and to the Virgo energy itself, mixed and combined together. So I feel like this will be a very renewing time for people. I feel like it will be like a springtime energy happening here in the fall in the northern hemisphere though. So I'm talking about within people, obviously not in nature, but within us and in our lives. it's like this spring renewal, vitality energy coming in. So that's beautiful. Let's go ahead and get into the cards. Now I align myself with the Most High God and the Holy Spirit Hecate. Please communicate the truth to me through these cards so that I may be guided for the highest good of all. Thank you, and so mote it be. Please give us your divine guidance for this dark moon, so that we can use these energies for our highest good, greatest success, and joy. Thank you, and so mote it be. So, let's see what we have here. Let me just rearrange the cards here. Okay. Interesting. Okay, so the first card that we have representing us, the significator, we have the Four of Cups. This is the energy of once again, I'm sorry about the laptop quality. The Four of Cups is the energy of looking at the past, looking at what has come before, looking at what has ended in our lives, what has come to an end, what is over, what we've lost or separated from. And it's an energy of when you focus on that, okay, these spilled cups, when you focus on what's ended, what you've lost, you miss everything else that's going on around you and all these other opportunities and all this new stuff that's coming into your life. So the message of this card is don't focus on that. Let the past go with grace and start looking around you. Start seeing what's on the horizon, what's coming into your life, what's available to you now. A lot of times, blessings cannot enter our life unless something else ends. Unless we give up something else, sacrifice something else, let something else come to a close, and then, you know, it's a clean slate. Anything can enter. Good things can enter your life. After you let go of the past, after you let go of certain things, whatever it is for you. It's going to be different for all of us. We're all at different stages, different phases, and we all experience different things. So you need to change your perspective. If this card is you, if you're looking at your past with that feeling of loss and sadness over it, you need to change your perspective. Whatever you've lost, whatever is over, whether if it was a good thing or a bad thing, it doesn't matter, because it's still left a void. It's left a open canvas for you to experience something new and maybe better, depending on what opportunities you take up or what you fill that void with by your own will, by your own choice. So that is a actual beautiful energy to me. The next card that we have is one of the cards that's particular to this deck. It's not actually a normal tarot card. So it's called the Hearthstone. And it represents our physical connection to reality, to the world around us, and to others. This is the energy that is surrounding us in the position that this card is in, the present position. This is the energy that is surrounding us right now. And so the Hearthstone energy is about, I feel in this deck, it's about our ancestors and our family, which actually matches perfectly with the Virgo energy, about your home life, your familial connections, your relationships to others. Our ancestors are a source of protection, and they do look out for us. They are part of our home life. They are part of our family. And also they do bring prosperity, financial success and prosperity. So I feel like basically this card is saying that the ancestors are with us. They are surrounding us. They're lending support and help. All we have to do is acknowledge them and accept what they offer. Okay. For the crossing card, which represents possible obstacles, this dark moon, we have the Ten of Wands. So this is the energy of having too much going on all at once, dissipating your energy because you're putting your focus in so many different areas. You're kind of burdened with work or with different tasks that you have to do, errands, projects that you have ongoing. So with this energy, you could be exhausted. You could be overburdened and overworked. So make sure that you don't allow that to happen. Make sure that you're not taking on other people's responsibilities. You're not obligated to. So make sure that you're not taking on more than you can carry or more than you can handle with this energy, because you could become overworked, burdened, stressed out, which could lead to sickness and which could lead to you not completing any of the tasks that you need to get done. So make sure that you don't do that. Make sure that you're keeping check and keeping self-care. Make sure that you're only focusing on what you need to do, what you're obligated to do, what's your responsibilities, and not taking on other people's. This is the vampire season, y'all. This is the season when psychic vampires come into our lives or try to come into our lives. So make sure that you're not getting any of that going on where they're putting a bunch of stress on you and tension on you that has nothing to do with your life. Okay. So stay protected. Beneath us, we have the Hermit card. This is giving us advice for positive outcomes with this dark moon energy. The Hermit is about fighting isolation and solitude. Now, that can be physically, like taking time by yourself physically, or it could mean emotionally, spiritually distancing yourself from others. You could be in a crowded room and still have the Hermit energy where there's barriers and distance between you and others. Okay, so this card's suggesting you to take some time to meditate and reflect internally. So once again, you could do this physically. You can separate yourself from others, or if you cannot detach from other people physically, you could still retreat within yourself and uh, get that Virgo energy of analyzing and planning for your future and stuff like that. If you don't know, if you kind of feel like you're lost right now after all this transformational energy has been happening with the eclipses and stuff like that recently, you could be feeling kind of lost or unsure because of so much transformation and change that's been happening. It's causing you to change your plans for the future. So maybe you've just got to the point where sorry for that, you just got to the point where you know that what you wanted for the future isn't going to happen anymore. That could be what the Four of Cups was talking about these losses. Okay, maybe what you wanted for your future is not actually possible now because of the changes and transformations that have been taking place. Maybe you need to sit down this dark moon and make new plans. Figure out what you want to do now in light of the changes that have taken place. When things change around us, we need to change. We need to adapt. We need to change our plans and figure out what we want now. So this dark moon would be a good time to do that because it is occurring in Virgo, and Virgo is analytical. It is about planning and setting new routines and things like that. So do that this dark moon. In the past is the Nine of Swords. Now, I feel like this also resonates or harmonizes with the Four of Cups card because the Nine of Swords is about fears. It's about worries, sometimes that are not even grounded in reality. Needless worry, needless fears, needless doubts. So I feel like this card is coming through for a couple reasons. I feel like, first of all, the dark moon is and the new moon is a powerful time of manifesting and setting intentions. So you want to avoid any kind of negative thinking. You want to avoid self-fulfilling prophecies, and in the negative aspect of that, you want to avoid the negative thinking that ends up through the law of attraction manifesting exactly what you do not want. So avoid that this dark moon. If you do have negative thoughts, don't just dwell on it. Don't just, if you have a doubt or a worry or a concern, don't just let that put you in a state of fear and then stay there. Okay? If you have a worry or a concern, analyze it. See if it's actually valid. Look into it. Look into your concern or your worry and see, is this grounded in reality? Is this actually a possibility that could happen? And not only that, but also think about what you can do to solve that. So if you have a fear that you're going to get hit by a car, just as a completely radical example, don't just be scared of that happening, but look at ways that you can prevent that from happening, okay? Or ways that you can fix it if it does happen. Now, that's just a completely radical example, but that's the type of thing I'm talking about here. If you have these worries and concerns about different areas of your life, then look into it. Look at how you can prevent it. Look at how you can solve it if it does happen. Look at ways you can get around it. Okay? That's important to do because it flips the switch. You're not in a negative mindset and a fearful mindset where you're going to attract what you don't want. Instead, you're transmuting that. You're transforming it through alchemy, mental alchemy. You're transforming and transmuting that negative into a positive because you're then looking for solutions. Okay. The next card that we have is the Six of Coins. This card's crowning us, which means it's advice coming in from the divine. Whatever you hold that to be, the Six of Coins is about generosity and sharing and giving and receiving, spreading the wealth, sharing the wealth and the happiness and the success and the abundance. If you're the one that is in need, ask for assistance. Now, I feel like this couples up with the Hearthstone card, which was talking about your family and your ancestors and your connection to others in general. If you're in need, ask for help, whether that's from friends, relatives, or your spiritual team, your ancestors. Ask for help because they are surrounding you right now and they are supporting you. So if you're the one that's in need, then ask for help. If you're the one that is in abundance right now, then just give help to others. This is a great time to check in on family. We are entering the dark half of the year. This is getting close to the holiday season. So you might just want to check in on your family and see how they're doing, see if they need any help or support. Check in with your friends. Give offerings to your spirits. Okay, maintain those relationships with a little tender love and care and affection. And that does spread more light and abundance and happiness, and it does return to you. Okay, the next card that we have is once again one of the cards that's not part of the normal tarot, but it's part of this deck, and it is called the Fount. And this card represents spirit, represents soul, and this is in the future position. Usually when I see this card, I always feel like it is this energy of like a fresh water spring, this energy gurgling, bubbling up with just life-giving vitality and energy. I feel like this card also does pair with the Hearthstone card about your ancestors, your family, your connection to others. With the card that was just before this, the Six of Coins, about sharing, spreading wealth and happiness and abundance. This will be the outcome of that, an outpouring of that energy, which does in turn also, whenever you bless others, you're also blessing yourself. We're all connected. So when you help your team, your family, your friends, your soul tribe, your spirits, when you help them rise, they get into a better position, okay, then they can help you more as well whenever you're in need. This is the energy of the Fount card. That vitality I talked about with the Virgo energy. A renewal of vitality. A renewal of energy. Spreading out all around you. From within you, spreading out all around you. Into your life. So that's beautiful. The image even has someone bathing in there, in the water, which I feel is that renewal energy. And it's the water coming from this area where there's a little house up there. So I feel like that definitely matches with your ancestors and your family and your soul tribe. There's a strong energy of love with this dark moon. Okay, the next card is the Emperor. This is coming up in your persona or your attitude position. So the Emperor is about your authority, your connection to the divine, or to some other authority figure or energy. This card is about using your power, using your will to do what you need to do. So this, in your persona position, is talking about basically present yourself as strong-willed, as the ultimate authority over your own life. Don't take anyone's BS. And kind of just, do you. This card is also nurturing. It's very patriarchal in the positive sense of the word, fatherly. So, I feel like once again this pairs up with the Six of Coins card. If you're in a position to help others, do it. That isn't only just, financially. If you can give others advice, if you can help other people in any way, if you could just support them emotionally, just be nurturing to others. Show that you are nurturing to others. And that will benefit them and you in the long run. We all need to take care of each other. Especially, when we're in a position to. We should. The next card is the High Priest. There's a lot of strong energy going on here with these cards, which I feel just mirrors the all the planets that are in Virgo right now. This card's coming up in your outside influences position. So the High Priest is how others see you right now. And the High Priest is an authority figure. Okay, just like the Emperor, but more of a spiritual tone. The High Priest is a figure that's in a position of power and authority, like a shaman or a witch or a magician, a priest, literally. Just someone in a position of almost mediating between the divine and others. This is how other people see you. They see you as a channel from the divine. So that energy, the energy of the High Priest is kind of an intimidating energy as well. People tend to either fear or respect it, or both. So be aware of that. You might be coming across as intimidating to others, so it might be a good idea for you to use this more affectionate, nurturing approach, and show others that you use this divine connection for good, okay, for helping. For guiding others. Okay. I was going to say something else with the card, but because there's another meaning to it, but I don't feel like that applies to this reading in particular. Another major arcana. The next card is the Wheel of Fortune. This is in our hopes and fears, goals and dreams position. The Wheel of Fortune is about things are changing for the better. Okay. The Wheel of Fortune is an energy that is letting you know that whatever changes, whatever transformations you've been going through or that you're considering, if you've been changing within yourself and you feel like you want to make physical changes because of that, then the Wheel of Fortune is telling you, that's a good idea. Do it because it will lead to progress. It is the right thing for you right now. It will lead to success, abundance, happiness, all of that. So everything's interconnected. The things that change around us change us because we have to adapt. Okay? And then as we change within, we make changes in our lives as well. So it's all interconnected, okay? And I feel like the Wheel of Fortune card is coming up just to remind you of that as well. There is a divine law behind all of this. Whether if you believe in a divine plan or not, there is this underlying truth that, it's all connected. Regardless if there's a divine plan or not, it still is all connected, okay? And I do believe that there is a divine plan. I believe that everything happens exactly as it's supposed to happen. Okay? I do believe that we also still have free will because we can control, our choices, how we react to things in different, areas like that. We can control certain things. But there are some things that are out of our hand, and I believe that is the divine plan. Okay. So with the Wheel of Fortune card coming up here, I feel like it's telling you don't worry. I feel like it's once again emphasizing with the Nine of Swords card from the past and the Four of Cups from the Significator. This card's telling you don't worry. There is a divine plan, there is a divine law. Things happen as they will. So worrying isn't going to change anything. The only thing you should be doing with worries and concerns is making plans, okay? How you're going to deal with it if it happens. Being prepared, making preparations. Okay? That's all you should be doing with worries and concerns. That's the only thing you can do, truly, that will have a positive effect. If you're worried about something, you need to figure out a plan. You need to prepare for it. Okay? And then you won't be worried about it anymore. Chances are it's not going to happen anyway, but better to make plans for it rather than sit there and be scared that it's going to happen. The Wheel of Fortune is coming up to let you know that there is a divine plan. There is cycles. There is timing to everything. So put your faith in that. And especially now is good because the Wheel of Fortune is coming up to let you know that whatever's coming in is better than what has been. It is going to bring you more success, more abundance, more happiness, more love, more joy. Okay? And the final card that we have, which I hate that this is the final card, the Three of Swords. The Three of Swords is about conflict, loss, separation, sadness, betrayals, love triangles, that energy. So kind of with that card now coming up as the outcome, with the other cards that were here, I feel like I'm just going to go back to what I said previously. A warning that's coming through with this reading: beware of self-fulfilling prophecies in the negative aspect, okay? Be aware of that this dark moon. This dark moon is extremely powerful. I already showed you all the planets that are in Virgo with this dark moon and new moon energy. So there's a lot of power here. You have to be really careful how you think, what you say, and how you feel during this alignment, okay? Because that is going to manifest powerful outcomes. So if you're over here, you know, in a state of fear and worry about your life, you're going to manifest those fears and worries, or more to be fearful and worried about. So make sure that you are extremely disciplined mentally, emotionally, and physically, verbally during this dark moon. Make sure that you're only saying, thinking, and feeling what you want to manifest actually in your life, okay? There is a powerful potential here in these cards for good results to manifest as well, and very powerfully. So this is the double-sided coin. It's all going to depend on how you use it, okay? So make sure that you're using it to manifest what you actually want to happen. I can't emphasize that enough during this because of all the planets that are here, Jupiter especially, which expands everything it touches. So if you have fears and worries, Jupiter's going to expand that, okay? If you have positive thoughts, if you have faith, if you're taking actions and saying things to manifest positive results, that's going to be expanded. So just make sure that you're doing everything in alignment with what you actually want to manifest during this dark moon. Don't get steered off course too, I feel like, is another message. Because in the weekly reading we did have the Seven of Swords come up, which talked about other people maybe trying to throw you off course, or throw a monkey wrench in your plans, or sabotage you, or manipulate you, and things like that. And the Three of Swords, I feel, emphasizes that card, because this also talks about betrayals and stuff like that. So protect yourself from other people during this energy as well. Guard your plans, okay? If you have plans, if you're making plans with this Virgo energy, don't share them right away with other people, especially if you don't trust that person absolutely, because they could try to sabotage you, okay? That does happen. A lot of people are jealous when you're successful. Not everyone, but a lot of people are. So just be very careful and guarded about who you're giving information to about your future plans, okay, as well. So I feel like that's all that's coming through for this reading altogether. Yeah, that's going to be it. That's coming through. So thank you all for watching. I hope that you take the messages that apply to your life and use them for your success. And I hope that you have a great dark moon, and also use these energies to manifest your goals and desires. Okay? Hail to the witches and hail Hecate.